Let's go!
Which of the old Marvel vs. Capcom games is the most spammy? That's Marvel 2, dude. 100%. Assists, you're supposed to spam the shit out of them and protect them, you know? Marvel 1 is a lot different. And I have seen several people go like, I really love the way Marvel 1 looks and it feels, and some people like it more than Marvel 2, which is surprising to me. I feel the same way. I actually feel the same way. I wanted to give people a primer on how this shit even works. How do you even play Marvel vs. Capcom 1? This is one of my first, like, bigger competitive games I played back in the late 90s, right? So I definitely learned how to play this. This isn't as eloquent as you think it would be. It's pretty simple. Marvel 1's kind of a simple-ass game. It's very Street Fighter-y in many ways. It's also got some weird gimmicky stuff. I'm not going to go into any ridiculous high-level bullshit. I'm not. All I'm going to give you is some primers of, like, what's good. And let's start off with combos because, yes, combos are a big part of MVC1. Let's take, like, Ryu, right? Just Ryu as an example. Wolverine, another good example of, like, low tier to super high tier. I'm not going to worry about this right now. This is arguably one of the biggest, most important things, the assist selection, but we're not even going to talk about that right now. I'm going to pick some crap-ass assists. Now, again, you can choose those here. You can't normally choose those in MVC1. I'll show you how to manage that. First and foremost, this is more of a combo-focused game because your damage is so much higher in MVC1 than it is Marvel 2. Mobility is great. Don't get me wrong. Schmoovin' and schmoovin' is really fun in this game. It is good, but it's not going to be really where you're going to focus a lot of your effort. A lot of your effort is going to be in stuff like this. 50% damage. Button, 50% damage. You know how in Marvel 2 you can do this? You can do like 2 buttons into a special and then cancel that special into a super. You cannot do that here. Not allowed. That was actually unique to Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in the old Versus series. So your hit confirms in these old games are kind of like, okay, a crouching light attack, a standing heavy attack into super. That's it. That's good. When you get to a point where you have an air combo, it's mostly a crouching light attack, a crouching heavy attack, into an air chain. And an air chain in these old games is like light punch, light kick, medium punch, medium kick into either heavy punch or heavy kick. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So it's like bing, doesn't work with Ryu as well. There we go. Something goofy like that. That is a good air combo, and that's called a magic series. That's all you really need to worry about. If you're just trying to play this game from a baseline standard, it's like button, super, or if you don't have the meter for it, that's pretty much it, dude. Other characters do this way better in this game just in general. Like Wolverine can very easily lead to big damage. He can do 2 buttons into this, really hit confirm into it, and it does amazing damage. Mashing super is also important. You know, and he gets a lot more stuff. Wolverine also gets big air combos. You know, some characters just get more routes than others. So that's where, what do you do with your meter? Like, what do you do in this game to open people up? That's where you're gonna do it. You're pretty much hitting them and then launching them with like short into this, into an air combo in some way. But this is important. Throws. Throws are really good in MVC1 just in general. They lead to a lot of like unique opportunities with some characters in the corner, and they lead to like some launchers. Maybe Ryu doesn't have all of these chances, but throws are quite good. So you want to, waking up grab is very good in some situations, and tossing people out of the air can also be really good. Like this into, oops, like this into, you know, that's a reset. All of these things can be kind of devastating over time. Throws are very good. Small combo strings into supers, also really good. However, there is some OP overpowered shit in this game that I emphatically encourage you. Maybe you don't want to always be doing this into this. Maybe you always don't want to be calling in Wolverine and doing like into this. It's good sometimes, and from some characters it's good using this meter. However, when you build up to 2 bars in this game, you get the opportunity to do this attack. You'll see that the damage is kind of balls. It's cool, but it does less damage than this does, right? The damage can be kind of balls. So that's fireball forward with heavy punch and heavy kick, which is the tag button, right? But look when you press fireball back with heavy punch and heavy kick. You get this state. Now, this state you have infinite meter. You can literally mash out supers with both of your characters. It does a shit ton of chip damage, and it can be kind of hard to block. It isn't scaled. It's just really good. Also, if you enable the attack and the person gets hit by it, watch this. They literally get OTG'd off the ground and they're stuck there. They cannot roll out of there. It is brutal. This is with fireball back, heavy punch, and heavy kick. It is extremely good. You'll start to come up with some situations where you get someone completely stuck, and then guess what you do if they're completely stuck? Well, you go for like a throw. And you can sometimes throw into supers, which is extremely powerful. So that's good. Everything is in the advantage of the person activating this move. This move is so powerful, it's so busted, and guess what? You can do it with only 2 bars. You can do it with only 2 bars, dude. It's one of the most fun parts of Marvel vs. Capcom 1, and it blows my mind that the majority of new people I see playing the game aren't even trying to do this. It's like, dude, don't just use 1 super, activate your friends, and then just do as many supers as you want. As many supers as you want. Just keep going. Just keep doing supers. It'll be hard to stop you when you're doing this stuff. So that's my big advice. People don't even know this shit exists. And that's what's honestly some of the most fun in MVC1. Push blocking is also really important in the game. Push blocking is with down, back, or back with 3 punch buttons. So push block with 3 punch buttons, not 2, it has to be 3. Extremely good in this game. So you wanna mash push block in some of these situations, people get off of you. In some of the earlier Versus games, you don't even get push block, dude, until like X-Men versus Street Fighter. So a reminder, if you're not push blocking people off of you, you might want to map a button to that as well, because it's all 3 punch buttons. Now, I've been saving the best for last. One of the most important decisions you can make in MVC1. Right here. Not on this screen. Funny enough, it's not on this screen. You can play relatively bad characters on this screen and be okay. The important part is this screen. So I'm just gonna tell you which is the best shit. This dude, Colossus, is the best assist in the game. He is countered by another character that's not as good, but is a direct counter to it, which is, where is she at? It's just Psylocke. These characters are special partners. They are limited use assists. Colossus gets 5 usage, 5 times you can use them in 1 game. Psylocke also gets 5-time usage. These things not only act as like kind of like Marvel 2 assists, but they are combo extenders in some situations. They also get people off of you when they're jumping in on you, and they allow you to do supers after. You will see that in some of these opportunities are pretty much how even pro players get to their damage. Colossus is very good. Most of the time you're going to get Colossus or Psylocke. I'll tell you how to select them, but I'll also tell you the other assists that are very good. They're not going to be as good as Colossus or Psylocke, though. These 2 are kind of the best. So check this out. This is where a lot of your damage is coming from, dude. Like, straight up. This is it. Somebody's going to jump at you, and you're going to go bam. And then you're just going to do a super after. That wasn't particularly good damage, but you'll find the super that you can throw out from across the screen and then utilize it. That is Colossus. It acts as your anti-air. You can also cancel into it on whiff, you know? You can also directly cancel into it here, you know? But you have to pose. This is the equivalent of Mortal Kombat 1, where your cameo has to pose. You can't just willy-nilly call out an assist anywhere. You have to be grounded on the ground, and then you have to enter a pose state in order to have the character come out. Comboing into them can be kind of weird, but some actually do. Colossus is the best one because, well, he carries. He literally carries the opponent across the whole screen, giving you the chance to set up a super into like 50% damage. So you get 50% damage off of an assist call. Super good, right? Psylocke is kind of the same thing. Carry the opponent across the screen a lot, which is why I recommend either Colossus or Psylocke just in general if you're going to play the game. If you're going to try to play the game and learn how to play it and have things that actually work, you're not going to get US Agent to come in and do much. Psylocke will carry across the screen a bit too. And this sets up for super opportunities. It doesn't juggle as much as other characters, You'll see it actually stopped comboing there. But Psylocke gets a lot of priority. She beats most things in the game. So when you call her out, it's almost a guarantee that she's going to continue and do her shit. So that's why these characters are super good. If you want to pick Psylocke or Colossus, this is a good call, and that's how you get your damage. That's where damage mostly comes from. A lot of people are constantly saying, dude, what do I even need to do to pick this guy? Yet some people give me a code, and I don't even know what to do. Because when you go into Marvel vs. Capcom, and you pick a couple of characters, here's what happens. They pick your characters, and then it picks your assist automatically. I got Iceman. I didn't necessarily want Iceman. Iceman might not have been the right call. There is a way, even when you're playing online or against friends, to guarantee that you get the assist that you want, because Iceman may not be the best call. Show you how these are selectable. Colossus, for example, is light punch, medium kick, and you have to hold down the start button, or whatever your start button is assigned to. As soon as I pick my two characters, I'm gonna hold those three buttons and the start button down. Guess what happens? Colossus. I'm gonna show it again. Every single time, right after the second selection, hold down all three buttons plus start. Colossus. That is Colossus. Light punch, medium kick, plus the start button. The other one for Psylocke is just medium kick plus start. This is how all players in arcade days would guarantee that you get the right assist. Because believe it or not, every single assist in this game is assigned to a code. You can be given any one of these assists if you know the code for the assist appropriately. So I'm just gonna do medium kick plus start. And there's Psylocke. As long as you hit it right before you get to that menu, you're good. You just keep the buttons held down, and it guarantees you get the assist. So those might not be the only assists you want, right? Those might not be the only assists you want, and I will tell you, there are other very good assists. And those aren't the only assists. There's other, just like Marvel 2, there's reasons to use other assists that are good for synergy and stuff like that. And there's others that are fun, and there's others that are kind of bad. And you can look up the codes for these. They've been available since 1998, bro. There's also hidden assists, so if I go in here, yeah, there's Sentinel, there's Shadow. This one's Charlie from Marvel's Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. He's a secret character. This one's Sentinel. The problem with these is that they're limited usage. Not every assist is made the same. Some of them will get way more usage, like Lou gets 7 or 8. Like, he gets a lot. While an average assist usage is like 4, and some of them are like 3, dude. Like 3 or 4. So there's, in some situations, Sentinel's really big, and he's effective, but when we get into the game, he may not be as good as you think he is, even though he's a secret assist, because you only get to use him 4 times. Ready. Fight. And sometimes that's not enough. I get it, he's big and he carries. You know, and you do get combos after it, but he gets interrupted very easy, you know? He's not exactly the most easiest character to use in all of it. Destroy. Is that 4 times per round or 4 times in a whole fight? 4 times in a whole fight. And 4 is not a lot, dude. He's effectively a worse Colossus. You can just hit assists. You can hit assists with special moves. Depending on the assist, that'll just kill him. It'll just make him not work. Here's some other ones that are actually good. If you're like, oh, I don't want to just use Colossus or Psylocke. I don't want to be a basic bitch and only use top tier. Let me give you some examples of ones that are really good. I love this assist. Michelle Hart is a 5-time use assist, and she's mad good. She has a couple of unique properties that make her really fun. And one of them is the fact that you get 6. You get 6 of her. And the other, right? These don't combo, but they allow for like mix-ups and shit. Watch this. Wait. Oh, it does combo if it's close enough. Let me launch. She will track the opponent. She'll actually go to where the opponent is when you call her. So that is good, dude. Sometimes like she'll save your ass like it's a combo breaker. If you get stuck, she still comes out. She comes out behind. She doesn't like go in front of you. She stays back there. So she acts like a decent interrupter. She's very good, and she gets 6 usage of her. I highly recommend Michelle Hart if you're looking for an alternate assist. Another really good one for combo extensions, and it's Rogue. Rogue's really good, dude. She sets up for effectively a hard knockdown that you can like OTG from, if not pop up beforehand. She doesn't have a ton of priority. She's not like a mega high priority assist, but you do get 6 of her. But that hit on the way in, you could like combo after this. I like Rogue. She's a decent combo extender as well. And if you're close enough into the corner, some characters can actually combo directly into her. I've seen this work before. The Strider effectively carries like all the way over here. And then you continue with one of these and do some crazy shit. That's good. That's actually pretty good. So I recommend Rogue. She's not bad. Another recommendation. Let's see who else is in here. It's pretty much Lou. I wouldn't recommend many others. I would not. Lou is one of the other really good assists. The good thing about Lou, he beats most of the other assists in the game. So if Colossus is coming out or Psylocke is coming out, you get 8 of this guy. 8. It doesn't extend combos. It does not. But you do get situations like that. In some ways, like Gambit can flip over. You call Lou and you do some crazy shit. That can be very good, right? That can be really good. The biggest benefit of Lou is that, dude, every time you touch the character, you can call him because you have 8. Most people that are even good at this game and they use Lou will not end up using all of Lou's 8 assists. So, you know, this is a very good one. There's other ones with varying levels of effectiveness, but like next to Psylocke and Colossus, those are pretty much the decent ones. There is some situational shit, like Arthur's okay, Unknown Soldier's okay, Juggernaut's okay, but he's limited usage, Sentinel's okay, Shadow's okay, but I would argue that they're not as good as Lou, they're not as good as Michelle Hart, they're not as good as Rogue, and a lot of the other ones are just straight kind of bad. Pure Infer's kind of bad, Iceman's kind of bad, US Agent's pretty bad, Jubilee is shockingly bad, it's unfortunate, Storm's kind of bad, Thor's really bad. Psyche and Magneto, really bad. Anita, probably the worst one. Saki, kind of bad. Here's a situational one. Devilot with Strider. Strider calls orbs, right? Here's an interesting gimmick that you can do where you can sort of like think fourth dimensionally with assists. And this dude starts blocking. And you really can't do much. He's just gonna block. He's gonna open your shit up, or, you know, you're not gonna open his shit up. But you call Devilot. This is an unblockable attack. And if you time it right, you get the opponent locked down in this assist with this attack, and you can get a combo after. You have to get good at it. I actually have not really played this team very much, but the whole point is to activate orbs, teleport in on the opponent, bring Devilot in, and then take advantage of that opportunity. You're literally screwed. The best bet you have is to do an alpha counter or something like that, which is while blocking, you do like a reverse fireball with the tag button. To be real, don't really worry about that shit. If you just want to play Marvel 1, you don't know what you're doing. Most of your game plan in this game is like button super, and it does good damage. Get 2 or 3 attacks, bring out both of the bros, and then go effing crazy. Just do a ton of attacking during this. Do every single super you guys have, like over and over again. It is very hard to deal with. And you have to respect that stuff. Even at the highest level, you have to respect that stuff. This is kind of a much simpler game than something like MVC2, which just has a ton of permutations all over the place. And this is extremely surface level. This doesn't get into any of the other crazy shit that this game has that is truly super busted. Marvel 1's an interesting game. It's not as like technically deep, but its aesthetic and the way it feels resonates with a lot of people, and I get it because I'm there with you. The way you play it's a bit weird. The way you play it is not the same as the other Versus games because assists are so important, man. Like this selection is really where you're gonna have a fun time or a bad time. Just pick Colossus at the start, trust me. You'll have so much more fun when you have an assist that just carries across the whole screen and you can do a super. Everybody's used to it too, trust me. Like, I highly recommend Colossus or Psylocke at the start. And that's kind of just the way the game is played.